Hey guys, it's me, Carly, again, coming at you with another video. And I want to talk about a few things because some lovely, let's see what his name is, because I'm just going to put him on blast because he posted a mean comment because he's like, trolls me because I'm a huge Iris West fan. And I love Iris West, so yeah, but Ceto Kiba, I think. Setokiba. And yeah, I'm putting him on blast because, again, he's the one who decided to idiotically comment publicly. And if I can say his name, because I can and I want to. So, there. Now suck it. Okay, no, just kidding about the suck it part. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk about how black characters in fandoms are treated versus white characters and talk about the Flarrowverse. But first, I'm going to talk about the things I'm excited for in the Flarrowverse and the things I'm not excited for. So, in the Flarrowverse and Black Lightning, I'm excited for Black Siren's storyline, but at the because she's mayor and she's stepped up and is like being a district attorney, although it makes me bittersweet because the whole reason for killing Earth 1 Laurel is that you said you didn't have any more storylines for her Arrow writers, but you did, and then you went and killed her off, and then you brought in her doppelganger only to further shit on her by introducing this new character that you want to call Dinah Drake or Fake Drake or whatever the hell her name is. But anyways, yeah. But so basically I'm bitter because all the storylines that Black Siren is getting is storylines are all storylines that could have gone to Earth 1 Laurel, and Black Siren could have been Earth 1 Laurel, or because Black Siren has cool powers. You could have given Black Siren, or Laurel, Earth 1 Laurel, Black Siren superpowers and make her a metahuman from Flashpoint, but you didn't because you guys are a bunch of misogynistic assholes that work there. And, so, yeah, so I'm happy to see Katie Cassidy back on screen because she's like the only good thing about Arrow. And, now. But, yeah, I'm very bittersweet about the storylines for Black Siren because they could have gone to Earth 1 Laurel. But anyway, other things okay, so for Flash, we're going to talk about Black Lightning next after the Flash because Black Lightning is what I'm really most excited for. Okay, so anyway, what am I excited for the Flash? I'm excited for West Allen vow renewal because you owe us a vow renewal. The 100th episode won't be shared with Olicity. Thank God, because that was a horrible crossover. Not only, like, the crossover between all 4 crossovers was horrible because, one, you killed off a frickin' Jewish character by having him die at the hands of a Nazi. You made a canon Jewish character, Supergirl, a Nazi. You turned and then you turned Dinah Laurel Lance into a Nazi, but she comes later. You kill off a black character, which we're going to talk about. You kill off a black superhero at the hands of a frickin' white supremacist Nazi guy, and you just did a lot of horrible things. And then you have Oliver and Felicity being the world's rudest wedding guests, and then you have Fifi interrupt Iris's wedding. So, F you owe me my West Allen vow renewal. Okay, you owe me that. You owe me my vow renewal, okay? And then I'm excited to see Nora, but on the other hand, she's going to, of course, she's going to be a total daddy's girl, but she's going to treat her mom like absolute shit. And I'm absolutely sick and tired of Iris being put in the position of being treated like crap. I'm drinking hot apple cider, by the way. But you put her in a position of being treated like garbage, and I'm tired of it. And I'm excited for her reporter arc. But things I'm not excited for, Nora being rude to Iris, because I feel like you've put Iris through enough misery. I mean, Iris had to be in fear for her life that she was going to be killed. And then on top of that, she finds out that it's her husband's, the love of her life time remnant. It's Barry's time remnant, the love of her life's time remnant, going to kill her. And then she doesn't even get an apology from Caitlin. Cisco berates, when Cisco berates her, no one sticks up for her, and it's just really frustrating. And Iris will be the first one to have your back. If Iris is the first one to have someone's back. But when it comes to defending Iris, it's like crickets. We're going to talk about why that's racist after why we talk about Black Lightning. Now for Black Lightning. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, and for the Flash, I'm also not excited for another Wells, because that character needs to fuck off and die already, because he's the worst. And he's just terrible, and oh god, I don't want to see another Wells. You have enough time to write in another Wells. You have enough time to tell us that Ralph doesn't wear underwear. Why does Ralph get a PI investigation arc? But Iris, we've been asking for 5 years for a journalism arc for Iris. But you won't give us that, but you'll have enough time to cram in all your irrelevant white characters. And it just annoys me. And then okay, calm down. Okay, now for Black Lightning. Okay, so at the end of Black Lightning season 1, of course, Jennifer is Lightning. She got her powers. I'm excited that there are more episodes, but that being said, with the more episodes, there comes time for more dinking around, more plot holes, and more stuff that doesn't make sense, and the story doesn't tie together cohesively. So that makes me a little bit nervous, because just as more episodes, it feels like you kind of run out of steam after, I don't know, episode 16 or something. That was just a random number. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Jennifer get her suit, if she is getting one this year, because she better be getting one. And I'm also very excited, just everything around it, because you know what Black Lightning has? You want to know what it has that the other shows don't, and I really feel like Flash in particular can benefit from? It has Asian representation with Jennifer Choi. Not Jennifer Choi. Oh my god. Grace. For God's sakes. Yeah. Her name is Grace. Then it has wonderful black female representation. Because it's based around a show. Jennifer and Anissa are not racially ambiguous women. Or played by racially ambiguous women. Like the hint you give. And there's good female dynamics. There's a lovely sister bond there between Anissa and Jennifer. You have good mother-daughter relationships between Anissa and Lynn, and then Jennifer and Lynn, which Arrow, for some reason, likes. I don't know what it is with the Flarrowverse, that I feel like they wank themselves to female drama, and if they can muster up the biggest drama, then it's like, oh, it's good. So, yeah. And I don't know. But anyway, So I like the rep in that. But I really want to get into the racism in fandoms that happen. Okay, sorry, I'm looking down at my phone because I'm trying to find where I posted about racism in fandom. But can we please talk about how people treat Iris over how they treat Caitlyn? And don't you dare come and say there is no racial bias in that. Because y'all let Caitlyn get away with working for Amunet, a human trafficker. She spends 6 months working for this human trafficker as Killer Frost, all for some technology to keep Killer Frost suppressed, only for it to turn out to be a placebo effect because it's all in her head? And she still offers to do a job for Amunet as Killer Frost, knowing the type of person Amunet is? Are you kidding me? How does Caitlyn get to mutilate people, almost kill the whole team, isn't expected to apologize, and Iris will still defend her? Does no one, see that as an issue? But Iris has an emotional outburst saying, "You left me, Barry. You left me standing there alone." When we know that Iris has seen Barry, her lifelong best friend, die 3 times. You know that she's lost him 3 times. She didn't know when she was coming back. She had to lie to everyone for 6 months. And she got weird stares and all that crap because, your man is gone for 6 months and you're in a relationship. So people are going to assume relationship trouble. Sorry for slurping. I don't mean to slurp. It's so rude. I try not to eat during my videos because I find that really fucking disrespectful and annoying. So, yeah. But anyways, Iris doesn't even get a pass. She's villainized. Anything Iris says or does is villainized. She's the worst of the worst. She's terrible. She's considered annoying. But yet when Caitlyn offers to make a deal with someone she knows is a human trafficker, she's actively watched Amunet torture and starve metahumans. She's frozen off people's legs and body parts. And she's just terrible. She's done all of these terrible things, will not tell the team. And it's really, really frustrating to me. Because they've had to, and the writers keep retconning Caitlyn. And writers, do you realize how damaging it is that you keep retconning Caitlyn? Because you're not holding her accountable for her actions. You're not holding her responsible. You're not letting her be punished for anything. Iris isn't even allowed to get mad at her. And the only time Iris does get mad at her is I'm sorry. Or when Caitlyn's like, I don't know, Iris. I think we were pretty close. Because everyone went behind Iris's back to get Barry out of the Speed Force. And it was a very stupid, dangerous plan. And now 12 bus metas are dead because of it. They even talked about it. And, nobody goes, oh, listen, I'm sorry, Iris, you were right. Or, I'm sorry I yelled at you. It's, no. But anyway, when Caitlyn says that, Iris turns to her and's like, I'm sorry, where have you been the last 6 months? And that's a legitimate question because Caitlyn leaves for 6 months. I mean, 6 months straight. At the end of every season, and people still call her useful? She is just awful. Not awful, but, like, the writing for her is terrible. I mean, come on. The writing for a character is so horrible that even the actress Danielle Panabaker herself said she doesn't understand why Caitlyn is written the way she's written. She doesn't understand why Caitlyn had a part in trying to kill Iris. She really doesn't know. So, if the actress doesn't know why the character is horribly written, and the fans don't know, you don't think there's a problem with the writers? I don't know. Okay. But again, it's just horrible writing, and I genuinely, and as much as I say I don't like I really am not a fan of Danielle Panabaker, but I do feel bad in a sense that her character is so terribly written to the point where she doesn't even understand the writing. But anyway, okay, so what's another thing? Oh, the thing, and this doesn't just apply to Iris, it applies to most black characters, especially black female characters in fandoms. So in my Tumblr post, I wrote, like, a black female character can have her stuff together, be organized, be well put together, can have a good life, and be one of the kindest, caring people on the entire show. She sticks up for everyone. But the minute she has a terrible moment, she's the worst of the worst. They will nitpick that one thing. Like, fandoms will reach and nitpick one little thing that they don't like about this particular black character, and they will rip them to shreds. They will say really nasty things about them. But, like, a white character, like Kylo Ren, who mind raped someone, who tried to mind control someone, kidnap someone, or Rey, I think, yeah, it was Rey. He killed his own father, and then some of the fans still give him sympathy, but Finn, who was enslaved to the Stormtroop, broke free, showed kindness to Rey, and is a whole person, gets hate? Ugh. And then you have, Monel, Monel on Supergirl was a literal slave owner, and people try to justify it's like, no, but it's okay because he disagreed with it. Disagreeing with something, but then still participating in the thing that you disagree with, knowing that it's morally wrong, isn't enough. You have to say no, stop, or come up with a plan to set him free. Duh. But James, who makes one little mistake about Lena, because she's a Luther and everyone was assuming things, is ripped to shreds for it. See, this is the problem in fandom. Like, a black character can be, like I said again, they can be one of the nicest people ever, and but the minute they do something to mess up, the fandom, particularly the racist fandom, breathes down their neck, And they will do anything to paint them as the victim. And it makes me so mad knowing that. Okay. What's another thing? When it comes to shipping, and I have a list of receipts on my Tumblr page about coded things in fandom that get particularly said about black female characters. Like, Bonnie Bennett is so annoying. Why would she date Damon? Ugh. Well, actually, why would anyone date Damon? Because he apparently feeds off people without your permission. He feeds off you without your permission. He's gonna kill people that you care about if you don't give him what he wants. Like, he fucking murdered Elena's brother. So why would anyone want Damon? Yeah, okay, good question. Nobody wants him because he's an asswipe. But anyway, but Bonnie and Damon have great chemistry together, and they could have been together, but because and I don't know much about it, so I'm only going off what my friend Cassie tells me off of Tumblr. Yeah, she's really great. Anyway, it's like the actors, I watched some Bayman videos. They have amazing chemistry together, but they can't be together because apparently Bonnie's not allowed to have a love interest because she's black and she has to be everyone's saving grace. Well, and she has to constantly sacrifice herself. So basically, Bonnie, I don't mean to sound racist. I'm glad that Bonnie is played by a black woman, because anytime a black woman is getting rep, I'm going to be happy for it. No matter if they're like me, but we're going to talk about fucking Amanda Stenberg later. But anytime that it's like a black character in a mainly white role, or in a white role, or they're suddenly more treated like shit. Like, everyone can ask Bonnie for favors, everyone can do this and that, and Bonnie will go above and beyond for everyone and exert herself. But when someone has to come and exert themselves for Bonnie, it's like there's nobody to be found. Conveniently, like, all the shops are closed. Don't save Bonnie. Let Bonnie just rot in hell for 7 days. Blah blah blah. And it's just like, that is perpetuating the strong black woman stereotype, because once again you're letting Bonnie save everyone but nobody saves her. Or like on The Flash, anyone can be rude to Iris. Well, like Iris, like I said before, Iris will be the first to have your back. But the minute it comes to having someone else's back, or the minute it comes to someone else having Iris's back, nope, crickets. She gets yelled at. She gets called the problem. They won't show her any compassion or sympathy or empathy at all. Even in most situations that Iris doesn't even cause, where they still affect her, nobody is showing her sympathy. She's told to be strong. She's told to be, she's told to get over it. She's called the problem when Cisco and Ralph are arguing, when the argument doesn't even pertain to her, and she's trying to calm everyone down. But Caitlin gets more kindly spoken to by a woman who kidnapped her and everyone else around her, and she's constantly told she's a good person when they have done nothing to show me that. Like, what the hell? I swear, it is the absolute, it's so racist in the fact that, oh, we're gonna, give all the we're gonna have people be mean to Iris because, Iris is a strong black woman. She can take it, and I don't even know, are the writers really that unaware of what the racist tropes they're putting on Iris? and every other black female. Yeah, so it just bugs me. Okay, now for the shipping part of, like, what... Whenever... I'm going to use Angela and Sean as an example. Angela and Sean took a while, from Boy Meets World, took a while to build up their relationship. Okay? Because, you know, Sean spent a whole year running away because he was afraid of feelings and all that, because his own parents pretty much abandoned him his whole life and left him places and had a very dysfunctional relationship. But Angela's the one who ran away? Okay, well, she did in season 7. And they bond over their moms going, and they just bond, have this beautiful bond. And then Girl Meets World comes and fucks it all up. Sorry, I'm swearing. But they just fuck it all up. And they whiteify it. And they, like, have to... I really don't like Shady because they went out of their way to slander Angela. And I've mentioned this in my Girl Meets World video. Or in one of them I made. I think it's Everything Wrong with Girl Meets World. They completely slandered Angela and, like, trashed her and made up lies about her to uplift 2 white women. And, like, and the fact that they only did this to Angela, they didn't do this to any other character. They did it to the only black main character, the black female character. And you don't think that's an issue? She was just there as a prop. It's like, oh, black women... It just felt like, oh, black women don't have residual feelings. They don't want to be loved. They're strong. They can take it. And Corey made me so mad that episode. Especially Riley and Corey. And I love Riley, but Corey pissed me off that episode so much. And also, isn't it convenient how Riley pretty much knew every one of Corey's friends, but not Angela? Like, Angela was in their wedding. So, and Corey and Angela had a episode revolving around them being friends. Do you know how powerful it was to see a woman like Angela, a beautiful, dark-skinned, non-racially ambiguous woman like myself, like I'm a racially ambiguous woman, but Angela's not. But anyway, to see Angela to see Angela being like, oh, she's the it girl, everyone wants her, she's so wonderful. Every character was talking her up. And then to have Boy Meets World, or to have Girl Meets World just come and shit on that because Maya needs a daddy? No! I absolutely hate it. What's another one? Okay, but when it does come to shipping, it's all... West Allen, Barry and Iris are like brother and sister. I don't know. They're like siblings. Okay. First off, yes, they grew up in the same house. Barry sees Joe as a father figure because Joe raised him for like 6 years of his life, from 11 to like 18. Well, that's 7 years, but you know what I mean. Because, well, Barry needed a home and he liked Iris way before he moved in with her and her dad. But they were never raised as siblings. They're not step siblings. That would mean Joe would have had to have married Nora, and that didn't happen. Barry wasn't adopted. And it's just really annoying to see that. And when I looked on the other fandoms, it was like, oh, on the Walking Dead fandom, I don't even watch that show, but it's Danielle Guerrera. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right, but she was Yokoye in Black Panther, but she plays Mahone in Walking Dead. It's like, oh, why does Mahone have to be with Rick? Oh my god, he should be with so-and-so, as in insert this white girl here. And I'm just like, okay. And then I'm reading more and more, and at first I thought it was just a coincidence, but then the more you get into fandoms that have black female characters, and the moment they are with a white character, with someone's white fave, then they're problematic. Or if any black females decide to show emotions, they're suddenly problematic, and they're the worst of the worst, and they're terrible people. So I guess, according to the fandom, because that's how fandom treats them. But a white character who does the most atrocious things, and suddenly, oh, it's okay, they're my little cinnamon roll, please protect them, oh my gosh. Ugh. So, yeah. It just is, like, why do you keep doing that? And it's not just it's literally with every single fandom that I'm in regarding a black character, or a main black character. They're fine as long as they are being the funny guy. They're fine if they are being but according to most fandoms, to the racist fandoms, they're fine if they're staying in their place, they're staying quiet, they're being the sassy black girl, they are not being ghetto, or if they're being ghetto, blah, blah, blah. But if it's a black woman like Iris or Angela or Bonnie, who are woke, kind, caring, polite, have feelings, have emotions, are complex human beings, suddenly they're the worst of the worst. I'm so sick and I'm so tired of seeing black characters and characters of color in general having to be subservient to white characters. And the one I can think of, the one character that makes me think of this most, that is like basically there as a tokenism because she is black and they need someone brown and up front to make them look like they're not racist, even though the way you write someone is inherently racist, can be Hazel Alden from Degrassi. Okay. If you guys watch Degrassi, I want to know, because I don't know if a lot of people have watched Degrassi that watch me, but Hazel Alden, and I've put like how Degrassi has been racist, has had really racist tropes, and how they've gotten rid of most of their characters of color. But Hazel Alden was done so dirty. I mean, it took season 2, episode 11, or was it 6? I'm gonna go look that up. But anyway, it was the Muslim episode of Degrassi, where we find out that Hazel is a Muslim, and she's Somalian, and she's really ashamed of being a Muslim, that she bullies another Muslim girl. And she eventually breaks down, tells her story, and then we get nothing after that. You literally don't write for... You don't write for Hazel ever again. Like, Hazel was basically there to be in Paige's shadow, and it's kind of a running joke throughout the show. And now I can't ignore it, because how is it a coincidence that Paige, Spinner, Emma, Manny, Craig, Ellie, and pretty much the main white characters get a storyline, although Derek Haig really never got a storyline, and neither did Bruce the Moose. But Hazel doesn't get one. Even Liberty got more storylines. And, I'm going to say it because this is going to be my segue to colorism. I feel like, because Liberty is lighter skinned than Hazel, and Hazel's a darker skinned woman, Liberty got a little more storylines. Got more storylines than Hazel. And it's really irritating that happened. And even, what is her name? Oh, God, I'm totally blanking on the actress's name that played Hazel. But even she is really annoyed with what the direction they went with Hazel and like the underlying racism in the writing, because you had enough time. Hazel was a character for 6 seasons. You didn't do Shantae that well either, another dark-skinned woman that kind of got fucked over, but whatever, I guess. No, not whatever, but it does matter. But you don't think we're gonna notice? Some people, a lot of people, especially the black the black fans, will notice how you're treating this one black character that they might see themselves in. So it's just annoying. And yeah, I think it was because Hazel was a darker skinned woman than Liberty. That's why Hazel only got one storyline and Liberty got like, maybe, I'm going to say 4 at best. So, yeah. I just like my apple cider. What's another thing? Oh, now for my colorism rant. For the hate you give, because I just made a list on better casting choices for the character named Star in The Hate You Give than Amanda Stenberg, and on the original cover, she's a dark-skinned woman. She's a dark-skinned girl. But on the live-action cover, you decide to cast Amanda Stenberg, who's a mixed woman like myself. That is like that would be like casting Jordan Fisher or Drake, who are both racially ambiguous men, in the Black Panther movie. And people are gonna be like, but Carly, you're mixed. Why are you talking about this? This is so racist. You're racist against white people. No. I just care that... Okay, see, white people have had the option, have had years upon years of seeing themselves represented in a plethora of ways. But when black women finally do get an opportunity to be representing themselves and being representation to others, you always go with a biracial actress. And you could have casted someone, like, my fan casting choices for Star were Sky Jackson, Rhea Downs, China Ann McClain, or at least one of the McClain sisters, Riley Downs. Yes, Rhea and Riley Downs are sisters. They're Canadian actresses. And Rhea Downs is Shay Powers on Degrassi. Diamond White or Lyric Ross, aka, for those of you who watch This Is Us, she's Deja on This Is Us, so you couldn't have picked one of those, some of those actresses. I mean, I have like a whole list more to choose from, but I don't know. And people, whenever I get mad about this, or when someone is mad about this, they're always met with, oh, it's not about race, it's not about skin tone, it's not relevant, or it's almost irrelevant, blah, 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 blah. It's all about who can act the best. I'm like, ugh. That's the biggest cop-out I've ever heard in my life, because that's always said by someone who doesn't get it. Who doesn't get what it means to be represented, who doesn't get what it means to be, what's it called? Yeah, they don't, it's said by, like, some racially ambiguous or some white person that they really don't get what it means to be represented in a way that isn't stereotypical or positive, or in a positive light. It's so frustrating, because anytime, oh, okay, so they can cast Halle Berry or Alexander Shipp as Storm, racially ambiguous women, despite the fact that Storm is a dark-skinned woman, like Shuri from Black Panther, and they'll ignore it, but the minute, and you want to know why I know this? Because the moment Candice Patton was cast as Iris, the moment that Kiersey Clemons was cast as Iris, although Kiersey Clemons is racially ambiguous, but still, baby steps. I'm not going to be mad at Kiersey Clemons, a racially ambiguous or black woman to play Iris, because Iris is originally white. And who else? They cast Mandela Stenberg in a dark skin role, and they cast Yara Shahidi in a dark skin role. But it's always about who can act the best. Okay, fine. But when it was Candice, Kiersey Clemons, and Anna Diop being casted in their roles, oh my God, all hell broke loose. They were demonized. They were ripped to shreds. They were demanding for recasts. And it's very obvious why. And they, like, Caitlyn Snow fans will constantly bring up how Caitlyn Snow looks more like Iris, the comic book version of Iris, i.e. white, wink, but they won't bring up the fact that Barry looks nothing like Barry. Both Ezra and Grant don't look like Barry at all. They won't mention the fact that Lois doesn't have red hair, but apparently in the DCEU she does. And Jimmy Olsen is black now, although I've talked about why I think Taj Mowry would have been better, and so they won't say, they'll have shit to say about that, but the moment we call out whitewashing Avatar: The Last Airbender live action movie, oh, it's just a movie! Calm down! No, like, stop it. Stop it. Shut the hell up with that statement. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep swearing, but it's so blatantly obvious what people will choose to be mad about. And whenever it comes to whitewashing or lightening up a dark-skinned character or casting a racially ambiguous character in place of a dark-skinned character, then suddenly it's about who can act the best. But when it's the other way around, and when it comes to casting dark people of color in traditionally white parts, then all of a sudden it's an issue. That's just like why Guinevere, like the black, I forgot what the show's called. I think it's called Merlin. Why Guinevere from Merlin is treated like crap, because she looks more like me. Why Martha from Doctor Who is treated like crap, because she's the only black female, and suddenly she's a problem, and they had to put the one guy with the nearest white woman there, because they always tend to do that. And now Kevin and Zoe from This Is Us, like, oh my gosh, why can't Sophie come back? Because Kevin was a total bag of dicks to her, and was mean to her. You know, oh my god, this video is like 45 minutes long. But it's just really hard for me to take complaints seriously about black characters when, or say it's all about who can act the best, because that's like a racist cop-out. And any complaints about black characters are normally things that would get that a white person can get away with. Like, Iris puts her feet in the desk. Oh, she's a terrible person. Caitlyn cuts off people's body. Caitlyn probably cuts off someone's feet, and she's like, oh, precious little angel. And then, last thing before I go, the casting for Jasmine. Like, I know Naomi Scott is Indian, and Jasmine's like Indian/Arab, but again, why couldn't you have gone with someone more Jasmine's complexion? I don't know. It's just, the casting for Jasmine is like very colorist feeling, because Jasmine is brown, and then you casted someone who looks white compared to her. So, yeah. Anyways, I think you should have casted Melinda Shanker or like Chelsea. What's her name? They're both from Degrassi. It's just, I don't know. It's just a reflection in Hollywood. Chelsea Clark from Degrassi, who plays Esme. It's, again, reflection of colorism and racism in Hollywood. And we need to keep talking about it. We can't just bury our heads in the sand. And I think on that note, I will end this video. And if you like this video, give a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, leave suggestions, and have a good one.